$277,893.11.
No?
Yep.
What was the name of the company? I didn't hear.
Farner Asphalt. 11.
Farm, oh, farm.
Alternate A, which was a substitute for different aggregate and emulsion, is a $15,000 add-on, around $15,000, so that total becomes $292,893.11.
What was that for again?
Alternate A. Then alternate B is a $3,000 deduction if all 9 items are awarded, for a total of $274,893.11.
274.
So again, 200 base bid total, $277,893.11. Alternate A, total price would be $292,893.11, and alternate B, $274,893.11.
And that's if we went with alternate A. If we didn't go with alternate A, then that would be 15,000 less.
If we went with A and did all 9, I'm assuming it would be
No.
890,
No.
289.
If we didn't go with this,
Yeah.
this would just be 15 grand less.
No, because this is a substitute product. So it's the base bid minus $3 grand. Or
I'm
alternate,
confused. You added the 15,000 to 277
correct, because
So-
we asked for a substitute product.
as an option.
Correct.
Okay, so if we don't take that option, then this 274 is less than 15.
No.
You added it to the 277, right?
Yep.
Well, you haven't added it in yet at the 274.
Correct.
So it'd be 15 grand plus the 274 if we went that way. Okay.
Correct.
I got it.
So it would be 289. Yep.
Yeah.
What's the alternate product again? Explain that.
Let's get to that in a minute.
Okay.
So they have a note that all prep work would be completed in '24 and chip sealing would be completed in '25. So that is Farmer's information.
Is there any date in 25?
Does not have completed.
Spring.
What do you
It's 60 degrees.
So there's a temperature
Yep.
restriction.
Yeah.
New to this stuff.
Yeah, basically Chip said you got about 3 weeks left until we're done.
Yeah. If that.
If one?
Yeah. It all depends on the temperature. If it starts falling, then
Yeah, we're done about 2 weeks left.
Thanks.
I actually was nice.
Oh, that's
Being
all
very
right.
optimistic. Very optimistic.
So we have a bid submitted to Scott Construction. Sign, job recs are in there, bid bond is in there, subcontractors are included, suppliers are included. Scott Construction cannot guarantee chip seal work be completed in '24. Crack fills be completed before the chip seal season is over. They will try their best for the rest. It's a nice way to put that. All right, we've got base bid from Scott Construction at $374, $132 even.
32?
Correct. 374,132. Alternate A, they've got a total of 384,002. There is no quantity price or unit price, I'm sorry. That's,
What's the difference for?
I'll trust you.
Okay, what's the
384,002. 374, 132.
And the additional,
9,870.
98.70.
That's for alternate A.
yeah, but what is that? The
We'll
other
get to
one
that in a
was,
minute, please.
okay,
Alternate B, they have a reduction of $6,500.
For a total
So it would be 374, 132, minus 6,500.
of 367, 632. If Samsung is correct.
Trusted. So, that concludes the bid opening. I can hand these over to you.
Well, do we need to, or make copies so we can see what the individual ones are in case we don't want to award it all to the same?
That would be a fine idea, Rob.
What's that?
That would be a fine idea.
Every now and then.
Copy of
I
that.
This one?
would love a copy as well. Then I don't have to write so much.
And you can get 3 of that and 3 of that. Awesome.
4.
I was nice, I brought him a copy.
Oh,
Yeah,
He's not nice.
oh, ho, ho, ho.
usually we just take pictures. I don't have to write anything. I don't know
I
why
was,
we make
I was
you write.
printing.
So that comes out to 367, 632. And then Farners was what?
274, 893. Without alternate.
Obviously, that's a substantial difference.
So, to answer the first question, what was the difference of alternate A? So we had included in the details of the bid that Blue Spring Lake Drive, that South Shore Drive, Parkview Circle, and North Blue Spring Lake Drive were gonna be done with a polymer modified emulsion and 1/4-inch granite stone. Or alternate roof. The alternate A was a substitution to do all of the roads in that 1/4-inch stone. So last year on Hooper Road, we did half of it in slag, dark flat, and we did half of it in fractured pea stone, past Halsers. Okay? Essentially, the base of all of the rest of the roads, besides the 2 around the lake and the 1 on Parkview Circle, or whatever, was gonna be fractured pea. Zion, all the rest of them were gonna be fractured pea, like what the east side of the road was. So alternate A was a substitution to do a smaller exit everywhere. Alternate B was if we awarded all of these all at one block. Which was a reduction, presuming when we put this out that we would get a quantity reduction if we did all of them rather than 2 roads or 6 or whatever.
So back to Farners bid. 292, 893. Includes alternate A. Obviously, we want to probably use that material. Sounds right, Josh?
Dealer's choice.
Does it make for better roads? Longer lasting?
There's pros and cons to both, but
So you can get most of the work done,
All prep work?
done yet this year, and then as soon as we start getting 60 degrees next year, April, May, is when you can complete the project.
Correct.
And that would be for both of them, correct?
Yeah, and like I said, with ours, if the crack fillers for some reason get in here next week or something, then we try to get it done this week.
Does, and forgive my ignorance, the first time I'm dealing with road bids, the work you would get done, either of them, the work you would get done this year, and then the time period until it's completed, does what you do this year get denigrated at all between now and then?
Does it get what?
Denigrated at all?
It wouldn't get denigrated, but you get, by doing the crack fill this year, you're gonna go through a winter, so you're gonna get more cracks over the winter, you're gonna get frost cracks and other things else that aren't there now that are gonna show up next year, that wouldn't be part of this.
Sure. But the actual work to the road isn't gonna matter if it's 6 months between.
It's just gonna have a winter over it.
Yeah, everything would be minuscule with the addition. So it's already there.
If there was an issue, like, not saying that we had issues with either or both in the past, but where a gigantic strip of crack fill came out or whatever, that would be something that would have to be addressed.
Yeah, that'd be one key thing.
It's happened in the history of the universe.
Yep. That's why there's warranties.
Yeah.
Things happen.
And again, so just some base questions, because I'm trying to learn here. The bond that you have, is that absolutely covers your subs?
Yeah.
That covers everything.
We don't really have much for subs, our sweepers are the only thing we have for subs, everything else we do in-house. So I'm gonna ask you, Scott's is $384,002 for all 9 projects using alternate aid, correct?
It would be 367, no, hang on, we gotta do the secondary math
Oh,
on that.
yeah, I'm sorry.
The question posed two different pieces of the
Yeah,
puzzle there.
I'm sorry.
384,002.
Minus 65.
It would be 377,502.
And Farmers then is $292,893.11 using alternate aid with the discount, doing all 9 projects.
It's 289, 893.
Oh, it's what?
289, 893, 11. Yeah, you just added 15 and 274.
289,893. Well, obviously neither one of them, because of the weather, the way things are, complete the project this year. We start harder, but obviously get it done as soon as we can in the spring. Right?
Where do either of the bids, both of the bids fall in relation to what we estimated? And when we looked at how to pay for it, budget wise, is it close to what we estimated, over, under? you say 317?
676.
676.
Even after 8 years out of camp, I'm actually mildly impressed with myself. What's up?
Good work.
Yep.
I'll do it.
Hey, thanks, Bill.
What other questions do we need to ask, or what's the next steps?
I mean, so here comes the big swinging discussion is that I'm air quoting borrowed money because we authorize borrowed money, but we haven't yet. If part of this work is gonna get done in 24, and part of it is gonna get done in 25, we just gotta figure out from the financing standpoint how that works. You know, due dates of draws and all that kind of stuff. We took one draw for the tree stuff, we're gonna take a second draw for crack fill, spray patch, all that kind of deal, and then we would essentially take a third or potentially new number one on a different, so that funding mechanism is just gonna be able to scale.
That's a timing issue.
Yeah.
That,
You-
Michelle and I were obviously at the bank. We won't be charging, obviously, any interest on any money we don't use. And if I remember correctly, without being up there, whatever the installments,
The first is-
180,000.
186.5, I think. Just a minute. It's due July 30th of next year. And it is, yeah, 186.5.
Every one of them is 186.5, isn't it?
Well, no, the following year it's 177,375. It decreases.
Now, that's if we borrow 600,000.
Well, they can only, they can't predict what we're gonna do.
Right, so it could, obviously it'll be less. You're not
Yeah, just
gonna.
a little bit less.
Right.
It's July 1st, you said?
July 30th.
Which is a good vote at all. Something can call it short.
Well, in the big picture of things, here's my input, obviously, differing of opinions a month ago on scope and whatever. That aside, I got good feedback when we did the slag seal last year. It wasn't Farmer, it was Scott. I got mild feedback, thanks for sealing the road, pretty much for the traction P part of it. In the big picture of it, I think it would be more economical or straightforward or whatever you wanna call it to do one material throughout rather than,
And that's alternate A.
Not
Using
to-
that, alternate A is
Correct.
using that material throughout the whole
Correct.
thing.
Alternate A makes it a lot nicer on us,
correct.
because it's different oils and different stones, and there's a lot of different moving parts on the base bed.
I would also agree with that.
So let me repeat to make sure I understood. You are saying that you believe going with alternate A would be the better move,
Beneficial,
beneficial move.
yes.
And I think what you're trying to say, like with the slag, if you go to alternate A, your constituents will like it more because it's not the old school piece of it. Like, it's more cosmetically pleasing. You pay for the cosmetic part, but you get a lot less phone calls.
So, obviously, we go with one of the two of you here, but, you start doing some work now in the fall and it's done. How much are you asking for the town to put out?
I'm
Shooting
assuming
this year, or do you gonna wait till the project is
Just,
over?
it would just be the service that's rendered.
Yeah,
Everything else would be pushed off until when it's done.
So let's just take a round figure, 300,000, 350, 400, whatever. 50,000, just picking a figure, 50,000, what you do now, you pay 50,000,
Yeah.
and the balance would be due once you complete it.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know, I guess you can do it the same way as us. Whatever services we were able to get done this year, you get a flat bill saying, hey, this is what we were able to complete.
Yeah,
Here's our bill for step one,
yeah, everything else.
just carry over.
Okay, so,
So the other, I'm just gonna throw it out there from the procedural standpoint of things. Our bid documents had, I'm gonna steal this for a second, had a completion date listed in it.
45 days from
Yeah.
time of
45 days from the notice of award, but there was also a calendar date that I had put in there. The fact that neither of these companies are uncaveated in their bill, their bid on the completion, I don't think we would have a procedural issue other than issuing a change order for the completion date to whatever, let's just say
June first?
Memorial Day or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause I think you had two dates in there. You had the 45 day from notice to proceed and 15 days from basically
Start.
first equipment coming in.
Yep. And then I thought I had in
I didn't see an actual date unless I missed it.
maybe I just used the calendar knowing when we were gonna have our meeting. That might have been what I did. The other one was 90, final payment within 90 days, so we would have to extend that and the completion dates to make sure that,
So you have to put that into a form of a motion, make a motion, then, Josh?
we would award whatever we're gonna award, and then at a subsequent meeting, authorize a change order for the dates.
So, one more time, if I got this right, Farners with the discount, using alternate A, is $289,893.11. Correct?
Yep.
Scott's is $377,502 with the alternate A with the discount. Obviously, that's a huge difference, folks. I want to make a motion to accept Farners' bid. Change the completion time is, gosh, suggested.
You have to.
With both alternates.
We have to,
With both alternates.
um,
I make the motion.
second.
Any further discussion?
Yes. Both of these bids are firm fixed price bids.
It's, well, technically it's based off of a square yard.
Right.
So
Supposedly,
if the road is, so like I'm one being 14,400 square yards, I don't, if we measure different, it's usually just a conversation with you guys, hey, we have 15,200.
Right. What I'm going is because of the, not your delay, but because of the weather delay and the timing, the prices per.
They're good to next year.
Yeah,
they
cover
carry
it.
over.
They're not
Yeah,
gonna
no, those
change.
are all,
Thanks.
they're locked in.
Yeah, those are locked.
Terry?
I have two questions. One is probably minor, but someone mentioned the cracks over the winter. So the ones you're gonna fill this year and then some will develop probably?
Very
So-
minuscule.
So then you're gonna get those too?
Typically, we'll go and do touch-ups and stuff
Okay.
like that if there's anything major.
Okay. And then, Josh, you probably know this better than anybody, I don't know, the cosmetic over durability. I mean, a road is a road, what do you mean cosmetic? I mean, why are they looking to look better for the people when it's gonna get wear and tear, and we want the durability?
Yep. So, two different approaches. One is that if you've got smaller aggregate, you can place, theoretically, you can place closer together, which then also means from a surface standpoint, from plowing, from riding a bike, from walking on it, all that type of thing, it's less of ease and more of
Oh,
ease,
okay,
but it also looks better
oh,
along with it.
so is a cosmetic side of it does not affect the durability of it. It
No,
makes-
so the stone that he chose is a granite.
Oh,
So it's one of the hardest stones there is. Pea stone is your natural hardest stone in this part of Wisconsin.
okay.
But they're both on the hardness, they're very close, but your FA2 just, it simply put it, just more cosmetically pleasing. But it's, the durability and everything is all still the same between the two.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you.
Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye.
I,
Could we vote on this one, Frank?
well,
Could we have a roll call vote on this one, please?
Go ahead.
Kaniewski,
I,
Martins,
I,
Sauter,
Aye.
thank you both for
Thank you very much.
putting bids in, especially given the time of the year and everything else you got going on.
No problem.
They like the type of work. I mean, you guys got a good project
Yep. It's a good way to kick off the season.
next year.
It's one way of looking at it, yeah.
am I, if you guys are taking off, which one walk to do,
It's me.
well, that's you,
Oh,
okay.
um,
The black one right here in front of the window?
I think that's me.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Look forward to
You got a
working
car?
with you next week.
You have a car?
Yeah.
It's in the bid thing.
I got it on my link. We're still looking at Thursday.
Okay,
Appreciate it,
Thanks.
guys. Have a good day.
thanks.
See you later, Josh.
Well,
It's
I
too bad,
guess,
it's too bad there wasn't a one or two more. Because whenever we would review things, if one was way less than the other one, you wonder if they are truly, but with just two, you don't know. If you have 4 or 5 bids, and one's really low and the other ones aren't, you question why is that so low? There's
So-
no reference point.
Yeah, not that it matters at this point, but last year we did not have any crack sealing as part of the road work that each of those bid on, and they were within cents per square yard of each other. Scott does not do crack sealing, so they used a sub to do crack sealing work, which they were also talking amongst themselves, I'm assuming that's where the spread is that Farmer does it in-house, and they've got a sub. So,
well, I've been advised by Supervisor Martin, that he's out of here at 11:30, so we got 1 hour to talk about item number 3, kickoff planning session for 2025 town hall budget. The budget portion of the meeting will last no longer than 1 hour. And we will discuss future budget meetings and plan them. Now, I think right off the bat, that we'll start with planning the future budget meetings, then meeting this. Does that make sense? You got, slide that calendar over to, you got another one, anything? Yeah, she's got one.
well, this is my kind of personal, if you want to know my doctor appointments, though, no problem.
No, I've got the calendar pulled up.
Okay.
Jim, did you
You
give
use
a
the
message?
computer one?
between
Nice to see you.
all 4 calendars together on.
You didn't get that, huh?
See more of it?
I only get them on my cell phone. I don't get any on my regular number. So you have
September
nice,
9th is our
so-
normal
Is that your cell?
No.
Would you wanna do anything
617.
with that meeting or not?
Depends how
No?
much is on, depends how much is on the agenda.
6-2.
So it's a no.
617.
Anything
7115.
in the first week of September, John? No.
It's the same
Okay,
except the
second
first
week.
3 digits.
Excuse me, second week,
Okay.
anything in there you'd like to plan?
I have to
Where are the
limit,
worst
I
days
have
of
to
the week?
limit because I've got over 8,000 people.
Well, now that school's back in session, I don't have my granddaughter on Wednesday or Thursdays anymore. So,
Fall golf?
what's that?
Are you doing fall golf?
2 Tuesday nights, we should stay away from Tuesdays, at least through September. After that, I think we end last week of September, so.
Okay, I've got, like I said, after one of our meetings a month or two ago, my schedule is way different than it was last year. If I could be that guy, I'm gonna say September 11th. These are my availability days, okay?
Okay,
September 11th,
We talking evenings or days or?
evenings. September 11th after 7, or 7 or after. September 23rd, 5:30 or after. September 25th, 7 or after. That would be September.
How many meetings, well, I guess, I don't know if we even know how many we held last year to get this done.
I think 11.
11, so we have to plan on about 10.
I would hope more like 5.
right, so let's,
It should be easy this year.
I
Now that we have a year under our belt.
would hope.
so, if those work,
What's the deadline?
That we have to work backwards from.
Right, that's,
So, if we pick days first, right, or find available days,
right,
then talk about, one of the things we need to do is to reach out to the county and figure out when they need our tax information, our mill rate, to then be able to print property tax bills. That's kind of like ETA, work backwards from there.
but when do we have to have the budget in place? Because the reason I'm saying we need to know that up front, because if that's 3 months out, then we may only need 1 to 2 meetings a month. If it's 2 months out, we probably need more meetings every month, so,
So last year, we passed the budget on November 28th,
which was,
and that left 4 days to get the information to the county, which to me is a little squeaky.
so we should shoot for the 15th, right? Just pick a date, shoot for the 15th. That leaves us September, 2.5 months.
Correct.
So it leaves us about 10 weeks.
Could I interject something that's you guys might not know? Initially, we had picked November 12th as a date, but I tried to reserve the room at the school and it's already being used. So I don't think we're going to be able to meet November 12th unless we find another location. I've been trying to call Tracy.
Does it have to be the 12th?
We just have to provide, I think it's 45 days notice if we're gonna change the date.
About the
then
13th?
we'll have to change that at the next board meeting.
Correct.
About the 13th or 14th?
We could do the 13th, it's a Wednesday.
If you're available.
I also recall, I have to double check on this, I believe we have to publish in the newspaper 2 full weeks what our budget is prior to its adoption.
So if
Which
it's
can
the
still be amended.
Right,
Just
it
you
can
have
be
to-
amended, correct.
So if it's the 13th or 14th, we'd have to, by the end of October, publish it. So we really have 2 months. I know we can amend it afterwards, but we should shoot that for, so by the end of October to have it complete, so that's 2 months, so 8 weeks. So we pretty much need a meeting every week, don't we?
Well, I can't do every week, but we could do the 11th and the 25th for sure.
Yeah, hold on just a second, I'll go back. So we had it scheduled for November 12th. You're gonna double check at the school.
Well, I've been trying to call him, you heard him yesterday, so you can call him.
Well, you might, the way that goes, that you just have to drive up.
Okay, I can do that.
Now that school is getting closer,
I know.
but
Are you available either the 13th or 14th, so she has options?
at that point, I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, so,
So the deal is the varsity and JV volleyball schedule at the high school, and me trying to work around that, my work schedule and being a parent and having 2 kids. So September and October, sectionless for volleyball is the end of October. gets way less conflicted. My daughter's soccer is over, all that kind of good stuff in between that, so.
So are we all okay with her checking into the 13th and 14th time?
I think if we can find from the school whether, if the community center is available for the 13th, we'll hit it. And then we can,
And if
then
not,
we
then
can-
14th.
correct.
So 13th is preferred, 14th is
Yeah,
not.
okay.
And then we can address it depending on what she can find from the school at the next board meeting.
Okay, so, that part is settled. So we have the 11th, 23rd, 25th of September, the available dates. How about you, Rob? I'm gonna be, whatever you guys come up with, that's what I'm doing.
So the 11th,
Frank, aren't you going on a
23rd, and what?
vacation?
I am going away to actually.
25.
11, 23, and 25.
Yep.
Right now, I don't have anything. 11th and the 25th are fine with me. The 23rd is probably fine with you.
Let's plan on the 11th and 25th at 7.
Probably.
Just have a coffee at 3.
The 25th and the 11th, did you say, Josh?
Yes.
Are we, I think last year we, I would like to have us, at least the initial meetings, have a set time frame.
Well, we're running 2 hours. It gets
Seven
pretty
and a half.
tense after 2 hours. You know, it gets just monotonous, so we'll do 2-hour meetings, 7 o'clock, 11, 7 to 9.
And I'm okay, I think I'm okay with the 23rd too. Because of the unknown schedule, we probably should utilize whatever open days we have, should we?
So October, I mean, we could continue doing Wednesday meetings. October, the first 3 weeks of October, I'm good. Again, if we start at 7.
2nd, 9th, and 16th, I'm good with that.
You can put that down, except just like last year,
2nd, you're gone.
the second of I'll be thinking about you.
We still love it. But, okay, so that's 5 meetings, unless we go with the 23rd too of September, that'd be 6. And that leaves us 2 weeks out from when we, so should we put one in there for the 23rd of October as well?
You mean the-
Yeah.
Okay, let's tentatively put the 23rd of September in. That would be like 6 meetings. And then, I guess we'll have to see what happens when we're getting into the 16th of October. Who knows, we could be done at 9th, people. You know what I mean?
Last year, we had a lot of conversation about what invoices went into what accounts, which now, we know.
Right, there was a lot of,
So if there is,
Background.
if there is a discussion of a levy increase, and I'm saying if, that all has to come out through this process as well, right? And that has to be identified by the time we have to have this submitted, that's part of the budget submittal, right?
What we did last year is when we got towards the end of October, I think it was actually the first week in November, because of where all of the posting, we had some posting issues last year. Because we ended up meeting the week of Thanksgiving the first time. And then we met, whatever it was, 10 days after that, the second time they actually adopted the budget. So, part of our initial publication was that 250 exceedance ask. Coupled with that was the special electors meeting that happened before the budget hearing. So we had the special electors meeting, we did the budget presentation, we closed that, so to speak. Took the vote. Then we had the budget hearing, and the budget wasn't approved as we drafted it, so we took no action on the second part of that.
which will change this year, that'll be ready to go in case that happens, right?
Hopefully.
Yeah, but my
If we do,
question is, we're setting a
yes,
soft target of the end of October.
yeah,
So we have to have it in by the 12th, 15th of November. So it's 2 weeks to publicize it, so we're saying, well, my question is it just the budget that has to be done? Or by the 30th of October, or also if there would be a tax levy increase ask, that also has to be done at the same time?
generally speaking, within probably 3 to 5 days, yeah.
And also, please just keep in mind, there's a presidential election, bigger than average, so, just as we.
And that is on November
I believe
5th.
it's the 5th, yeah.
Cross
So
that.
we're getting, hopefully we'll have all this done before.
Well, that would be nice.
Yeah, because if you say it has to be published 2 weeks, then if it's the 13th, she's got to publish
Well, we have to
Halloween, on Halloween.
have to do it before then, because the newspaper is not, particularly generous with the deadlines. So
Okay.
I'll call them and ask them, what's the last?
So we have 6 scheduled now, September 11th, 8th, 11th, 23rd, and 25th, and October 2nd, 9th, and 16th, correct?
Right. We should do that for now.
We'll have to, yeah,
If we can,
we'll have to find other ones if we need them, but I think by the end of September, we'll have the 3 meetings in September, we'll have a good idea of what's
you wanna do the 23rd as well?
I think we probably, if it's open for everybody, I think we should take advantage of it. What do you guys think?
The 23rd of October?
September.
No, September, fine.
That one I can do 5:30 start, if you want.
So you're writing all these times down, right? And you're gonna send it out as a reminder to
Well,
us?
I will. Are the times in October also 7 to 9? Okay.
Everything's 7 to 9 except
Except
the
the
23rd, it would be 5:30, is that right, Tom?
So which ones are 5:30, just one of the 6?
It's like Thursday coming.
23rd of September. Okay. The 11th is. This one is. Don't wait on me.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
I got a question if we're done with that part of it, just back to this money that we borrowed and this big thing. So we gave, it was 280,000, which rounding off, okay, it's bid. The 600,000, we put 150 back in the checking account because of the, we go over the trees and.
Hang on just 1 second. You're throwing out numbers I have this. Okay, do the other ones later.
Okay, so if my math is correct, Elmira, 290 from 450 is 110, right?
290 from 450.
450,
Who's on?
no, that's 100, what is that? 450 left on the loan, and there's 290 is 160,000.
Wait, so let's go back. How much did we borrow?
600 minus 150 with the checking account because of the terrible tree problems and.
Oh, I had run down the one, I thought it was 186.
That's the payment.
Oh,
If we pulled 600 by the end of this year, we would owe 186.
so I got you. So 150's already been pulled.
So that's 450 minus 290. Just I'm rounding it up.
Right, 290.
160.
Takes us down to 160.
Well,
So don't forget about Blue Spring Lake Drive.
take
is
80, what?
80 for repaving.
How much was that, I'm sorry?
The estimate's 78,000.
Oh, okay.
Our half, right?
Correct. So rough 80, it's gonna leave 80 unborrowed.
And we still got a shoulder Little Prairie Road.
Correct.
Was that it? No, that wasn't. So that's probably $5,000. Did you talk to the county about that?
Excuse me, I have, but they have not given me any, like, hard and fast.
There's just take 10,000 off of that, it's not gonna be that, I don't think, for conversation purposes. We have 70,000. I'm just asking, and this does kind of have to do with the budget, of course. We got a grant for 31,000 for Tamarack Road, right, for next year. Right, 31 on that pulverizing pave project from the village past Paulson's, which you think is gonna cost about,
Another 180 if we do it next year.
if we do it next year, so that's about 100,000 short, if we still have 70, right? So that's a little better for us.
Well, keep in mind, the bottom is for roads for this year. We may have to still consider a levy increase to cover next year,